Hello and welcome to my kitchen. We are going to be cooking today because, no offense to my college friends, but none of y'all know how to cook. Like, every time I ask y'all what y'all are eating, y'all are like, oh yes, cheesy toast. And I'm like, no, nourishment, please. Let's just jump right into it. So first off, we're gonna start with the shrimp. I got a nice little bunch of jumbo shrimp that I got from Walmart. Nice. I have it peeled already. I did that off camera and stuff. But yeah, so what you want to do, I'm gonna give you guys all my secrets. Props to my mom for teaching this to me, because this is literally the only thing I can do. Because this recipe is super easy. I probably should have said this at the beginning, but like, this recipe, so easy. All you have to do is like chop a bunch of stuff up and then put it in the same bowl at the right time. Like, it's super easy. But the reason why we're starting off with the shrimp is because once we finish cutting up the shrimp, we're going to cut up a bunch of limes and then use the juice from the lime to cook the shrimp. We learning science out here, people. Culinary science. Let's freaking go. I don't want anyone in the comments to come for me and say like, oh, Jocelyn, the shrimp is still raw. You didn't actually cook it. It just determined the color. If it's pink, it's cooked. I do not care. Do not come for me in the comments. I will fight all of you. So what you want to do is grab 2 shrimp. Make sure they're like nice and lined up like this. You see. You put them on the cutting board, right? And the thing is, you want to chop them up into little chunks, right? That are small enough to like be like tiny and bite-sized, but also not so small that like it practically disintegrates like once you touch it. Ceviche is a very tedious food to make, because like I said, it's just chopping up a bunch of stuff and then putting it in the same bowl at the right time. So I'll see you guys when I'm finished cutting up my shrimp. Transition. Wow, sick transition. All of our shrimp is cut up now. How amazing. So now that you've got your mountain of cubed shrimp, we're gonna put it back in the little bowl we had it in originally. And I feel like I should know, this is a lot of shrimp. I am not only cooking for myself, but also my parents and my younger sibling. So, you know, I've got to feed a lot of people. But you could just use however much shrimp you have on hand. We're not using any specific measurements because in this Mexican household, it's all about ratios and just eyeballing it until it looks right. So I'm gonna give you as many tips as I can and like as much guidance as I can with the ratios. But other than that, you can you know, play around with it, you know, see what ratios you enjoy. So now that, like I said, now that we got our shrimp nice and cut up, we are going to cut up a bunch of these limes and add the juice to the shrimp, so that way it can cook over the course of like an hour or so. Y'all better not use the little juice things. You know what I'm talking about? Like the little lime containers or the little lemon containers with the juice. Don't use that. Please don't use that. And also, you should be washing your hands in between like handling shrimp and then going on to vegetables. I hope that you wash your hands also before starting, as all good chefs do. If you didn't, Gordon Ramsay is seething right now. I like to imagine that he has some kind of sixth sense that just detects when one is being a bad cook.
You dirty pig! Get out! Get out!
You see how that's just barely covering the shrimp? You also want to make sure that the shrimp isn't packed too tight in the bowl too, because if it is, like, all around it will get cooked, but like the inside won't, because they're so packed together that, like, you know, how is the lime juice supposed to get through there if it's packed too tight? You also want to use a glass bowl. Just try to find a glass bowl, because plastic ones are icky. Just listen to me on that. Just do it. But yeah, so now that we have this done, we can go ahead and cover this with a lid and then put it in the fridge for like an hour or half an hour or an hour and a half, just until you can very obviously tell that the color has changed to a pretty little pink. So yeah. Here are the vegetables you'll need. You'll need an onion. We'll figure out how much we need in a minute. Cilantro. Don't get it confused with parsley. Make sure you not only read the labels, but also learn the difference in the leaves. Cilantro leaves tend to be like wider and thicker as opposed to like parsley leaves that are skinnier and have like more little, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like a couple cucumbers. I just got a bunch of them here, but I'm not gonna use all of them. Chiles jalapeños, fresh ones. I'm talking like these kind. You see, camera focus, woo. Yeah, these kinds. You also need tomatoes. And yeah, I think that's it. Chopping time. Now that you've finished cutting up your jalapeno, you're gonna move on to your onion. Don't forget the onion. I always forget the onion. Now, a lot of people hate chopping onions, but for me, it's a release. You know, it's an excuse to get out my aggressions as I aggressively hack at it. In this direction. We start off by cutting it like vertically, and then we do it horizontally. Like we just like hack at it horizontally, you know. Be very careful with your fingers at this step. You really want to get in there, you know. You really want to cut deep. Once your onion kind of looks like this, then you can go ahead and just you know, slice it a little bit, slice it. And then you'll have tiny little chunks. I'm struggling not to cry. If you're anything like me, these onion tears aren't just onion tears. They're also tears of stress and anxiety from Nevada taking its sweet, sweet, sweet time counting all the votes. And you know what? Your onion chunks, they don't have to be perfect, because you know what's not perfect either? Our electoral system. And last but finally not least, it's time to move on to our cilantro. Remember, cilantro, not parsley, okay? If you omit this step, let me know so I can stop being friends with you. But let's get to chopping. First, you want to rip off the ends of the cilantro, just like that. You know, twist it off. If you're strong like me, you can do it. No, I'm just kidding. And then you just kind of want to hack at it, honestly. Make sure you get them into small little bits, because I guess that's just the running theme of this recipe, is just make sure everything is in little bits. Okay, so I got out my shrimp because it's ready now. And I waited to put the sauces in because I don't know how much, and so my mom's gonna help me from behind the camera. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do salt and pepper first because we need seasoning. Okay, just a little bit. That was a little bit. Now we need the pepper. You add just as much, or if not more. She didn't want to be on camera, so she's directing me from behind. And it's really funny because whenever she tells me to stop, she's like, now you're gonna add some clamato. You're gonna find this. This is like tomato juice stuff. It's gonna sound weird, but it tastes good, so don't worry about it. Okay. Okay. So you add just enough to like almost cover the vegetables. Like not all the way, but like almost. Next, you're gonna add some guacamaya. So then with this one, you just add enough to cover it a little bit more. It's not completely covered yet, but it's like it's almost there. Then we add some of this. You can see. Wow, look at that. Wow. Okay. It's really spicy, so Be careful when you add this one. Add however much you want to taste, but I squeezed this for like 3 seconds and that was good. Now, once you've mixed it all nice and good, now you can add the shrimp. Yay! Proud! Be proud! We just made ceviche together. You can eat ceviche by the spoonful, like how I usually do, and my mom gets mad at me because I finish it so quickly. Or you could put it on tostadas, like ceviche tostadas, like these. But then on top of the tostada, you put Mexican crema. Anyways, I hope you like this recipe video. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, share to not only spread knowledge of recipes, but also to educate your friends on culinary principles. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.